Good evening, Tallahassee, and welcome to a very special Martin Luther King Jr. Day edition of FSU Weather. Right now we are tracking Winter Storm Enzo and its impacts throughout the Big Bend as well as southern Georgia and southeastern Alabama. So right now we're taking a look at our active alerts where we do have a winter storm warning throughout the entire area, and that's going to persist until about Wednesday around 11 a.m. So we are seeing these conditions. We're not going to be seeing them starting until about 5 or 6 p.m. tomorrow, Tuesday. So keep that in mind and make sure to make all of your preparations while you can. As for future radar, we're seeing these effects starting roughly around 5 p.m. We're going to be seeing that snow bursting into the area, but then a mix of wintry precip, and we're seeing that line demarcating the difference between our rain and snow. So that's going to be the real story. Will we see rain? Will we see snow? Mostly we'll probably see a mix of both, as well as lots of ice accumulation. So as we go throughout the evening, Tuesday by 10 p.m., really Tallahassee Metro is going to be seeing both as well, and our northern viewing area is going to be seeing all of that snow and rain. And we could see some heavier showers as well throughout this time, so definitely keep that in mind. Make sure to stay home. As we go through Wednesday morning, we're going to see all of those conditions clear out throughout the next couple of hours. But now Chris is going to give us a look at our snow and ice accumulation.
That's right. Thank you, Priscilla. So as you take a look at some of the ice to still come, we can still see about 1 inch of ice, which is something as Floridians we're not really used to here, but it definitely will create for some very hazardous conditions on the road there. So if you are planning on driving, if you have to, my advice is to stay off the road if you can. But if you do have to get back home from work, I just recommend to drive very slowly, take your time, maybe give yourself a little bit of extra time to get to your destination. But as far as our snowfall is concerned, we can still see about 1/2 inch to the Big Bend area. And now I'm going to hand off to Ryan right now. We're going to be talking about some precipitation types.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. So take a look. We've talked about rain, we've talked about freezing rain, sleet, snow. What is the difference? So rain, warm air from aloft all the way to the surface. But then as we start to introduce colder air into the equation, that's when things change just a bit. Freezing rain is it falls most of the way as rain, hits the surface and becomes ice because the surface is that cold. Now sleet, it enters that cold air right out of the cloud and kind of falls more as ice. Temperatures are not cold quite enough to become snow, but it falls most of the way down as ice. And then snow, that's when temperatures are less than freezing, and we can really start to see some accumulation with it. So temperatures across the region right now, though, not supporting snow and ice now, but as we move into Tuesday, more to Tuesday night and Wednesday, that's when we're going to see temperatures across the area drop into the lower 30s. It's all going to be a game of how low does it get. That's going to really be our difference between will it rain, will it snow, will it sleet, will it freeze rain. We'll find out pretty quickly on into the event, but it's kind of going to be a guessing game. But with more on what to do in the winter storm, here's meteorologist Matthew Wisnet.
Yes, we look at the last little tidbit here, right here at our dew points right now. You can see it's very dry outside. Not a lot going on. You can see very dry, not a lot of moisture right now to help anything, but for your plans to help deal with this cold weather, first things first, take care of your family members and friends, and then make sure you take care of your pets, your pipes. You don't want a pipe to burst or leak. Those are very expensive and not fun to deal with. And then make sure you cover up your plants, as freezing temperatures can be very dangerous for them. For your family, make sure that everybody is accounted for, your pets included, and make sure that you've researched where the cold weather shelters in your city or town are, because if something happens to your house, you need to know where to go next. For pipes, make sure to drip a little bit of water. You don't want them to freeze, and then you have problems where they crack or explode later on, and that's an expensive fix. So just drip a little bit of water. It'll help keep them from freezing, and it'll avoid those problems. Make sure you cover up your plants with some sort of tarp or something. You want to be a light cloth so it can still get the water off of it, but you want to cover those plants so they don't freeze over and then they die and then you have problems otherwise. But we have the snow packs. Those are something we haven't seen in Florida before, so you may not know what they are, but they're accumulation of snow and ice on the ground due to continuous freezing temperatures. And even though our coldest temperatures will be tomorrow and Wednesday, we will have freezing temperatures throughout the entire week. So that means that these can be seen throughout the week, especially during nighttime when we get into our low temperatures around the 30s and 20s for the most part. So make sure you are watching out for those, because as you can see, we can have them all the way to Saturday because of the freezing temperatures. So even though we may not be having that snow falling, those cold temperatures might keep that water frozen. Then you get those snowpacks and they can be really trippy. So make sure that you're watching out and making sure that if you are driving, take a lot of caution. Try to stay off the road if you can Tuesday and Wednesday, but even afterwards on Thursday and Friday, make sure you give yourself some extra time and be very cautious. From all of us at FSU Weather, stay warm, stay safe, stay dry. This has been student meteorologist Matthew Wisnett. Have a good night.